morning, friends. Happy Sunday. It's me, Cassandra from Mobile Home Yoga, and I'm so grateful to be bringing you this virtual yoga practice from the beautiful Confluence Park here in San Antonio, Texas. So I'm so grateful for this opportunity to gather together to celebrate this beautiful spring Sunday. Perhaps you're celebrating Easter today as well. Either way, I'm so grateful to our partners at the San Antonio River Foundation for bringing this opportunity for us to come together in this virtual community, to move, to breathe, and to practice mindfully together this morning. So from wherever you're joining us from, thank you so much for being here. Let's go ahead and unroll your mat to begin. We're going to start today's practice on a comfortable seat in the middle of your mat. So go ahead and join me coming down as we take a moment to really arrive first and foremost to our heartfelt intention to take this time to spend with yourself this morning. So taking that physical seat, finding your sit bones nice and rooted, maybe you kind of wiggle the shoulders, rolling them a few times, and then go ahead and close your eyelids. Take a few really big, full, deep breaths in through the nose. Maybe opening your mouth to sigh it out. Meeting yourself here. As you breathe a few more times, perhaps keeping it moving in and out through the nose now, creating this baseline for your practice. This baseline of breath, and this baseline of anchoring in, arriving within the context of your being. So physically feeling yourself sitting a little taller. As you lift your heart up higher, imagine that heartfelt intention, that motivation that brought you to your mat. And then allow the palms to come together in front of you. You're going to touch your thumbs to your hearts. And then open your eyes here. And do as I do and peel the middle three fingers away so that you're creating this little blossom. We call this our lotus mudra. We're going to bring this lotus mudra in front of the heart. Celebration of spring. I figured this would be a beautiful mudra to invite in that sense of renewal and growth that comes during the spring. So take a moment, close your eyes, breathing big, full, and deep into your container, into this beautiful Sunday morning. And you consider the motivation for this mudra, the lotus flower. Not only is it motivation for us to reach up and blossom and become this beautiful flower, but the beauty of the lotus is that it grows from the swampy muck. That the muck and the mess that we experience as life is part of our process of awakening, of opening up, of becoming like this lotus flower. So take one more breath in and out through the nose, really embodying an open heart, open mind. And then on your inhale, open up your eyes. So let's take a breath and reach that lotus up towards the sky. And as you exhale, go ahead and reach the hands all the way down. You're going to interlace the hands behind the back. Take an inhale, reaching high. And as you exhale, lead with your heart. Take a forward fold. Let the hands rest on your low back. Forehead might come to the ground, or just the head is heavy, hanging forward. Big breath in and out. On your next inhale, begin to rise all the way up. Release the hands and bring them now onto the knees. We're going to begin to roll out the spine, just like me, like you're stirring a pot. Doesn't matter which direction you start. Just start to move in a really big circle, and then you're going to match that movement with your breath. So as you come forward in the circle, you're going to inhale As you move backward, you're going to exhale. So moving a few more mindful rounds in this direction, maybe closing your eyes. This particular practice is called Sufi grind and is really a root chakra pose of really getting into that base of our spine. So you kind of imagine that grinding. Maybe you're feeling your sit bones shift side to side. Now the next time you come back, pause and begin moving in the opposite direction. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. Mindful deep movements in your breath. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. And then keeping your eyes closed, find yourself coming smaller each round, like you're spiraling inward. Just one smaller circle than the next. Until you come back into a neutral spine, you're just kind of imagining that spiral of energy continuing to flow. And open your eyes if they're still closed. Shift your hands in front of your ankles or your shins. And we're gonna rock now front to back, finding spinal flexion. So inhaling will bring you forward. You're accentuating that open heart. And when you exhale, you're taking it back. Tuck your chin, rounding it out. So move back and forth on your own. Inhaling up and open, exhaling it back. Inhaling up and open, exhaling it back. A few more rounds on your own, finding yourself starting to get a little more awake, a little more soft perhaps in your physical space. Your next inhale, really focus on lifting up tall. Stay for your exhale, just soften the shoulders, release the hands out and away from your legs. Go ahead and take them back behind you. Root through the hands, bring your feet onto the floor. And we're gonna press into the feet and the hands. Lift your hips up into a reverse tabletop. Take an extra breath here and then out. And as you exhale, as you bring the hips back down, go to cross your legs. Notice which shin you cross in front, and then mindfully crisscross the legs in the opposite direction. So settling into perhaps your not so easy pose, right? Sukhasana, easy pose. Little yoga humor this morning. All right, so you're finding that comfortable, stable seat, anchoring in your sit bones, reaching up through the heart. And you're gonna bring your right hand onto your heart, and we're gonna start to now twist the torso a little bit. So with your inhale, you're gonna reach back with your left hand as far as you can behind you. Maybe you look over that left hand if that's comfortable in the head. And then you're gonna come back forward as you exhale. Left hand's gonna cover the heart. You're gonna start to reach that right arm back as you inhale, stretching up, maybe looking over the right hand. And then exhale forward, just switch. Inhale, reach the left hand back, right hand to your heart. Exhale, come forward, switch sides. Inhale, reach the right arm back. Exhale, switch sides. Inhale, reach the left arm back. Exhale, switch sides one more time. Inhale, reach the right arm back. Exhale, this time bring both hands onto your heart center. Interlace your hands and then begin to press your palms forward as you find rounding in the back. Inhale, you're gonna reach up tall through the spine. And then this time as you exhale, release the right hand and find a big side body stretch over to the right side. We're gonna move with the breath. Inhale through center, exhale over to the left side, reaching over to the right arm. And back through center on the inhale, exhale over to the right. Inhale through center, exhale over to the left. This time, inhale through center, exhale over to the right and stay. Rooting through the sit bones, reaching a little longer through the left fingertips. Maybe you bend that left elbow and capture the back of your neck right at the base of your skull. Let your head fall heavy into the hands so you have that nice support of your head, but it also intensifies the awareness of the left side body. On your next inhale, begin to come back upright. Reach 10 fingers to the sky. Exhale over to the other side. Left hand comes to the earth, right arm reaching up and over. Keeping that link as you root into the right sit bone. Try to stay grounded. Maybe you bend the right elbow and you capture the back of your head. That works for you, feels good. Not only are you supporting your neck, but also intensifying the stretch on the right side. Couple of breaths here. On your next inhale, mindfully come back up, reach 10 fingers to the sky, and then exhale, forward fold, hands coming to the ground. Again, the forehead may come all the way down, or you're just letting the crown of the head be heavy. Big, deep breaths in and out here. And then begin to lift yourself all the way back up to a seat. We'll take one more reverse tabletop, or I like to call it an altar pose, altering up our heart towards this proverbial sunshine or the actual sunshine if you're outside like me this morning. And then go ahead and lower your hips and then find that same shape turned over. So we're in a traditional tabletop, but moving parallel with your mat. So now your hands, wrists are underneath your knees, and your knees are underneath your hips. And go ahead and take a few breaths here to find a little movement. Cat-cow out in your spine, just like that spinal flex that we took and seated. And go ahead and find a neutral spine. We're going to take the knees wide, big toes together. Take a moment to sit into child pose, hips to heel, fingertips walk long, but keep the elbows lifted off the mat. So you're really engaged here. Bring the forehead all the way down and take a few long, deep breaths here. Really feeling that length from the palms all the way back through the hips. Long, full, deep breaths in and out. Feeling grounded here, re-anchoring into that wiser, bigger self that motivated you to be here. Finding gratitude, anchoring back into your body, feeling all that you feel, letting it be okay as you compassionately embrace yourself. Again, embracing the mud that's going to refine your lotus. Go ahead and make your way to downward dog. So shifting up, maybe you walk the hands a little forward, tuck your toes, lift your hips up and back, sink the heels towards the mat. Downward facing dog, walk out your legs. Bend a knee, opposite heel down. A few times each side, back and forth. And then go ahead and pause. Find a neutral down dog. So in neutral down dog, you're dropping your heels towards the mat, but instead of keeping those knees locked out, I want you to bend your knees, maybe a little more than you're comfortable with. As you soften, you give yourself space. So see if you can press your heart back a little closer towards your thigh. So let's take one more big, full breath in our downward dog here. Exhale to empty out. Begin to look at your hands and slowly tiptoe your feet all the way to meet the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, heart reaches out long. As you exhale, forward fold, leading with your heart down. And then we'll inhale, root through the feet, rise all the way up to standing, upward salute. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart center. Let's open up your lotus here, standing in Tadasana. Imagine you're the roots of your flower here, getting nice and strong, trying to draw that nourishment from the earth, finding the heart lifting, the crown lifting. And then we'll inhale to lift up that lotus, reach to the sky, gaze reaches up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold, saluting the sun on this Sunday morning. Inhale, halfway lift, reaching long, palms meet the mat. Exhale, high plank. Pause here, find yourself alive, find that fire, and then balance it with your breath. Knowing the knees can always come down. We'll take one more breath here. On the exhale, descend belly to the mat. Inhale into cobra, lift the heart. Exhale, lower, and then find downward facing dog, lifting up and back. 3 breaths here, in through the nose, emptying out. 2 more just like that. Inhale, exhale, last breath in. Empty yourself out. Maybe bend the knees even more. Look forward. Take a walk step or maybe a little hop and a few steps, however you want to get to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold down. We're going to reach all the way up to the sky. Find that lotus up above you. Exhale, bring it down to your heart. Starting again. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Palm to the mat. Exhale, step the feet back and lower yourself all the way down to the mat. On your next inhale, cobra or full up dog. Really opening the heart and straightening the arms. And then meet in downward facing dog, hips moving high up towards the sky. 3 breaths here, in through the nose. As you empty out, see where else you can soften. The knees, the shoulder, the jaw. 1 more breath here. Let it go. And then mindfully move your feet to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, reach out and up, finding that flower, that lotus above your head. Exhale, bring it down to your heart. Keep it there. Inhale. And your exhale, we're going to sit low. Find chair pose with your lotus mudra in front of your heart. Shift into the heels so the feet are still nice and grounded. You can keep your flower here. You can reach it high, drawing those triceps in towards your ears. Try to keep the shoulders soft. Take 1 more big breath here. And then as you exhale, swan dive all the way down, fold over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. As you exhale, you're gonna plant your hands this time, just the left foot steps back. Sink into your right knee and lower the left knee to the mat. Uncurl your toes, we'll sweep up into a half crescent lunge. So starting with your hands on your front thigh to get stable. And engage the top of the back foot. Start to feel your hips trying to square. Right hip back, left hip forward. And then you can blossom yourself here. Maybe bringing the lotus onto your heart. Maybe taking it up to the sky. Or you can bend at the elbows, take the thumbs towards the nape of your neck. Finding yourself opening a little more through the front body. Take 1 more breath in and out here. Go ahead, bring your hands to the mat, tuck your left toes, step your right foot to meet your left in a high plank. So your choice to just move straight to down dog or take a flow to get you there. Moving through your chaturanga, through that heart opener, back to downward dog. Take a deep breath in and exhale it out. Look forward, and you're going to step forward this time with your left foot to set up for the other side. Drop the right knee down, uncurl your right toes, and then begin to lift your torso upright. Fingertips can interlace on top of that left thigh, and use it to get yourself anchored. As you sink forward and down, continue to lift up through the crown. Try to square your hips, left hip back, right hip forward. Hands can come to your heart, finding your lotus mudra here. Or perhaps your stem grows up above your head, reaching towards the sky. Or bend at your elbows, bring your thumbs behind your neck, and peeling the chin away from your heart. Big deep breaths in and out here. And then go ahead on your next inhale, release the hands to the sky if you took them back. Exhale them down to the mat. Tuck your right toes, lift your right knee. We're going to step the right foot forward to meet your left. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Sit into the hips. Inhale, find your chair Keep all 10 fingers up towards the sky. And as you exhale, swan dive forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. On your exhale, option to take a chaturanga or a not aranga. Skip it and meet us in down dog. Really blossoming from your experience, from your breath. All right, now we're gonna anchor through both hands. Anchor through the left foot. Begin to reach the right heel back behind you. Bend the right knee. Let the right hip open up. As you continue to sink your left heel down, continue to anchor equally into both hands and breathe. Maybe rotate that right ankle in circles in one direction and the other to wake up your foot. And then activate it mindfully. Flex it or point it. Take one more breath here. And as you exhale, begin to step your right foot in between your hands. Spin your left foot down. We're going to open this time into warrior two pose. Bending deep into your right knee. Anchoring in the outer edge of your left foot. Continue to feel that strength, that rooting in your legs. As you root through the feet, as you root into the legs, you rise through the crown. You give yourself that grounding to blossom out of. Flip your palms towards the sky. Let your shoulders soften away from your ears. We're going to reverse your warrior here. So you're scooping that right arm up and back. The left hand can slide down your left leg, or you can reach it around your back. And then you're going to keep bending in the right knee. It's going to want to straighten here. So your mindfulness is keeping that right knee bent as you reach back through that right hand. Another opportunity to maybe capture the back of the head, supporting your neck, and also engaging that awareness in the right side body. Your next inhale, begin to lift your torso, reopen up the arms. This time straighten up your right knee, and then you're gonna reach long and find triangle pose. Right hand comes to the right shin, left arm stacking up towards the sky. Now breathing here, focusing on letting that left side body open up. You can stay here, or you can take the hand, wrong way. Take the hand, turn it behind you, and reach behind your back. So you're using the back of the hand on your back to open that left shoulder. Maybe the chin's looking up, or you can keep the gaze down. One more opportunity for some fire this morning. You can reach your right arm forward and really engage your core to hold you up here. Now try to ease into your breath. Big inhale and exhale. And then your next inhale, reaching yourself all the way back upright, pivoting on your right heel. Go ahead and capture your hands onto your hips. Inhale, reach your elbows back, lift up your heart. As you exhale, forward fold all the way down, wide legs. Hands come to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. On your exhale, fold and walk your hands to find your level of stretch here. So whatever feels good, walk your hands there, and then check in on your knees. It's really easy to lock the knees here, so try to soften behind your knees. Same thing with your head and neck. Try to get really heavy here. Continue to ground and root through the feet. Now instead of lifting the heart and the crown, you're lifting your hips out of your heels, lifting and spreading those sit bones. Taking one more breath in and out. On your next inhale, plant into your hands and walk them forward. Root into the feet. Start to lift your hands up towards your hips. And we're going to lift all the way upright into standing. Now turn your right foot towards the top of your mat, squaring your hips. Step your back foot about halfway up, and maybe you kind of walk your right foot towards the right side of your mat. You want to be able to square your hips and your shoulders towards that front edge of your mat. Hands on the hips. Inhale, reach up as you through the heart. As you exhale, you're folding parallel to the earth. So pause when you're here. Try to realign your hips. So pull the right hip back and the left hip forward. Micro bend in your right knee. Now, like you're playing tug of war here, pull your hips back and then pull your heart forward. Get long, inhale. As you exhale, melt over your right leg. Hands can come onto the shins for support or all the way to the ground. Release the crown and breathe. On your next inhale, lift upright, look forward. You're gonna plant your hands, you're gonna step your left foot back, then step your right foot to meet it. Another optional vinyasa here, or just shift the hips to down dog if you wanna skip it. I'm gonna skip this round, giving you all time to meet up with me. Once you're in your downward dog, take a breath to settle in. You'll begin to anchor into that right foot, finding your three-legged dog with the left heel reaching high. Bend the left knee, open up your left knee towards the sky, and then anchor your right heel straight back. It might want to turn open to help you out, but try to keep it anchored straight back. Both hands are grounded equally into the mat. Then as you stretch up and open, maybe roll out your left ankle a few times. Take a couple breaths here. On your next inhale, straighten your left leg back. As you exhale, step your left foot in between your hands, spin the right heel down, open into Warrior Two. I'll spin to face you. Into Warrior Two over your left knee. Arms come parallel to the earth. Turn your palms to face the sky. Soften your shoulders, down your back. As you bend a little deeper into your left knee, feel your heels anchoring, the heart and crown still lifting. Then you're gonna reverse your warrior, scooping up and back through that left arm. Right hand can slide down the right leg, or reach back and around towards that left hip. Continue bending into the left knee. It's gonna wanna straighten here as you reach back through those left fingertips. Maybe bending at the elbow to support the head, if that feels nice for you. One more breath, really being mindful of keeping that left knee bent. On your next inhale, you're gonna rise up, open the arms, straighten your left knee, and then reach into triangle pose. So reaching forward through the left hand, then left hand down, right arm to the sky, and then you're opening that right shoulder back. Maybe that your neck allows you to look over that right shoulder, or maybe gazing down. If you're looking up and it feels nice, or down, it feels nice, you can turn that right hand around, bring it behind your back to help you open up that right shoulder. And then you ground through your feet, find the strength of your core, maybe engage even more. You can lift that left arm forward. Perhaps that was a little too much. You can set it back down. And then on your next inhale, we're gonna rise all the way back up. Pivoting again on the heels. This time, interlace your hands behind your back. Notice which way you just grabbed them, because it's probably the same way you did earlier. And then I want you to switch the webbing of your hand. So you're just switching the grip to that non-dominant grip. Take an inhale and really puff up open through the chest. And then you're gonna lead with your heart for the forward fold this time, keeping the hands on your low back. When you come all the way down, pause and get grounded back into your feet and soften your knees. See if that allows a little more space for the crown of your head to drop. You can keep the hands resting on your low back, or if it allows for it, you lift them up and away. Then give your head a good shake, yes, and a good shake, no. Release any tension there. All right, then go ahead and release the hands away from the back, all the way to the earth. Inhale, halfway lift, look forward. Exhale, hands come to capture the hips. And then inhale, you're gonna reach with your heart, come all the way to standing. Setting up for pyramid pose, turn your left toes to the top of your mat and begin to step your right foot halfway up the mat. Maybe you toe heel the left foot and the right foot a little wider, so they're in opposite lanes here. Start with the hands on the hips and square that left hip back, right hip forward. You also want to keep your shoulders nice and square here. Take an inhale, get really tall, and then as you exhale, fold until you're parallel with the earth and pause here. Now's where we're going to realign those hips again. Right hip moving forward, left hip back, and then play tug of war with the hips. Pull the hips back with your hands, and then pull your heart and your crown long, so you feel your spine lengthening. And then as you exhale, melt down, softening the left knee as much as you need. Hands can come to the left shin or all the way to the floor. Release through the head. Take a couple breaths here. On your next inhale, halfway lift. Begin to step the right foot back, step the left foot back to meet it. Again, optional vinyasa, or just come straight to downward dog, and we'll meet there. Take a breath in and out when you come to your downward facing dog. And on your next inhale, begin to come forward. Bring your shoulders over your wrists into high plank. Lower the knees, and then slowly lower the heart down to the mat. All right, you're gonna take that right arm. So earlier when we did that rotation of the spine, that was a kind of a warm up for where we're going here. I like to call this our angel wing pose. So lying on your belly, you're gonna take that right arm out to the right side with the palm facing down, straight out from that right shoulder. Then you're gonna turn the right ear to the mat. And with your left hand on the floor right in front of your face, start to turn your whole body. You're going to turn your whole body onto that right side. So when you come to laying on your right side, you can just stay like this and kind of turn more or less to adjust how much you're feeling this. You should be feeling this across the chest and the front of the right shoulder. To go deeper, you're going to bend your left knee, or the leg that's on top, set the foot down right behind your leg, and then tip your knee to the sky. So that foot's gonna be an anchor here. The right leg stays straight. And you can breathe here, keeping the left hand in front of you. Or perhaps you reach the left hand into a bind around the back. Breathing into the space of opening any tension that might be carrying around your heart today. Having compassion with any sensation that you meet. Again, we have to sometimes feel that muddy, mucky messiness in order to blossom. So our job here is to be that wisdom that chooses to blossom instead of getting stuck in the mud. Yeah? Okay, go ahead and straighten your left leg if you took it up, and then bring your left hand back and begin to lie onto your belly. Take a moment. I kind of like to just splat out, bring that left arm out, and just take a few breaths in between. And then we're gonna begin to do that on the other side. So your left arm's coming straight out, palm facing down, front of the shoulder down, and you'll begin to roll onto the left side body. So you're rolling onto the left side body, starting to feel that stretch in the front of your chest. The right hand is right in front of you to support you here. If you took the leg, or you want to try that leg variation, bend your right knee to sky, sole of the foot to the ground outside of your left leg. Right hand can stay supporting you in front, or you can reach the right arm up, turn it to the back, and find a bind here. And take a few moments to breathe. One of my teachers likes to say that angels fly because they take themselves lightly. You know, we want to take this practice seriously, but we can take ourselves lightly sometimes. Learn to laugh, you know, when we struggle at some of our, seemingly tedious day-to-day activities. Just take it lightly and find a little lightheartedness here to help open up this Sunday morning. Gently begin to unwind back onto your belly. Take a moment just to pause. Hands can come by your side. Go ahead. This time we're going to press yourself up and back. Hips are going to come onto your heels, not coming all the way to child's pose, just coming to sitting up on your heels at the back of your mat. So we've gotten those arms nice and open. Let's go ahead and take the fingertips back behind you and really focus on puffing up through the heart. You can stay here, maybe opening up through the throat, or pressing in into the hands, maybe lifting your hips up away from your heels. One more breath. As you exhale, go ahead, bring your hips back to your heels. And bring your hands onto the front of your thighs. Take a few breaths, sitting up nice and tall here. We're going to transition into our heart opener, our camel pose here. So we're going to come to standing on your shins. Hands are going to support and anchor you onto your back. Wrapping those elbows back, tucking your tailbone under so you're really grounded here. We want to create that stability. And we're imagining here that our heart is reaching up. It's that lotus flower reaching up for the sunshine. So you're going to reach up, try to find more length with each inhale before you exhale and kind of curve your upper spine back. So each inhale, you're lifting up into the heart space. Each exhale back. Hands are staying on your low back. One more breath in and out here. And then as you exhale, go ahead and lower your hips onto your heels. Release your hands and take a moment to be with yourself. A moment to recognize when you arrive in challenge. Recognize when you feel it feels difficult to breathe. Any of these things, we use them to steep our wisdom. It's always choosing to go towards that motivation, that intention. All right, we're going to do one more camel pose. Camels usually have 2 humps. We're going to make that second hump here. So go ahead, bring the hands to the low back. You can keep them here the whole time. Go ahead and find your way back, using the inhales to lift you up. Next variation, you can come to support yourself underneath your glutes, right on the thighs. Or maybe you reach for your heels. But be very mindful of your low back here. To keep it protected, you want to keep that lifting motion coming up and out of your heart. One more big, beautiful breath in and out here. And as you exhale, go ahead and release your hips back to your heels one more time. Release your hands away from your back. And we're just going to slowly begin to shift your hips to one side and bring your feet out in front of you. You're going to transition all the way down onto your back now. So go ahead and find your way onto the back. And you're going to walk your feet close to your hips. Heels close to your hips. And then from here, we're gonna take one more back bend, rooting through the feet and the hands. Press up into bridge pose, lifting up through the hips. This time you're really using the strength of your legs for support. So feel the heels and the ball of your foot finding that strong foundation. So the more you press down through your feet, the more you're lifting up through the hips and the heart. Take one more breath to root and rise. And then as you exhale, begin to lower your hips down to the mat. So you can let your knees windshield wipe from side to side. All right, so one more heart opener for this Sunday morning practice. You want to take that bridge pose again, go there. If you have a full wheel pose, you can go there this morning as well. So take it to your maximum space of opening in the front of your body. So you're taking it with me, we're taking bridge, rooting through the feet, lifting the hips, finding that engagement through the feet and the legs. And I like to do the same thing with my arms. Fingertips to the sky, find that engagement in the arms. Root through the elbows, lift up the back of the heart. Maybe it allows me to walk in a little deeper. Take one more breath, finding your maximum opening bridge or wheel. And then as you exhale, slowly let the hips come down to the mat. Windshield wipe your knees from one side to the other. And then knees come up into neutral. And you're going to keep your right or left foot down on the ground. Bring your right leg to cross. So you're crossing it all the way over. And you're going to draw your knees in. Maybe you just grab onto the knees. Or maybe you can grab onto the knees or shins. Maybe you're able to grab the feet or ankles. Take a moment, maybe rocking a little bit from side to side, feeling the stretch nicely into that outer right hip here. And then you're going to release the knees. Let your left foot come to the ground. You can keep the legs crossed for a little more intensity in the twist. Arms are going to come out side to side, and you're going to let your knees fall over to the left side. If that twist is too much, uncross that right leg and just let the knees fall one on top of the other. The gaze can move in the opposite direction, or keep your head in neutral here as you breathe into the spinal twist. Big, full, and deep inhales and exhales. Using your next inhale to come upright. Unwind that right leg and find the opposite knee, the left knee coming on top. Draw the shins in, either grabbing the feet or anywhere on the knees or anywhere on the legs. You can rock a little bit around, massaging in your low back. And then as you're ready, bring that right foot back to the ground. You can keep your legs crossed, or if you know you want to uncross them, let them uncross. Arms come out side to side, knees fall over to the right. Gaze to the sky or over to the left side. Take a few big, full, deep breaths here. Go ahead, begin to come back into neutral, unwinding your left leg. Bring your hips, or bring your knees in toward your chest. You can rock one last time from side to side. Taking whatever ending poses you need here. You can take the feet straight up into waterfall, any inversions you want to take at home. Another favorite is to take happy baby, grabbing onto your feet and maybe rocking it out a few times from side to side. Whatever you choose to do, really choose mindfully, taking this time to check in. You're with me and you're in your happy baby pose, taking a couple more breaths to start settling down towards Shavasana. Maybe I like to take my feet together, so try that on. Feet together, knees wide. And bring the knees together, and whether it's in celebration of what would be fiesta or celebration of Easter today, we're going to draw the nose up towards your knees, and let's draw ourselves into that tiny little cascarone or little Easter egg, and see if you can get a little bit smaller, really squeezing yourself into that egg. Take an inhale and squeeze it in, hold that breath in, swallow your breath, sip a little more air in. And then as you exhale, just like the cascarone, spread your confetti all over the ground. Release it out, settling into your complete surrender space. So close your eyes, scan your body, and do an honest assessment of where you can wiggle out any discomfort. So you can really arrive in a supported space without effort. Just being held in the space of your being. Anchoring back into the wave of your breath in and out through the nose. And being mindful of anything that pops up in your mind, any thoughts. And with this mindfulness, let it be an opportunity to choose. Choose, is this thought going to help me grow like the lotus towards the light of whatever your intention or motivation or goal, vision for yourself? Or is this going to keep me in the muck, keep me stuck? It really is such a simple practice in theory for us to be able to
mindfully choose, does this serve or does this not? It's not always easy, so we also have compassion for those moments too. Cultivating an open, soft heart here. Heart space is that filter. Do we allow ourselves to stay stuck down in the mud? Do we open up? Let ourselves grow, shape. Stay here for a few more breaths. The gem of your practice, this Shavasana, is really, really why all the other poses were designed. To create a place for you to really connect mindfully, to choose how you would like to move forward. Now beginning to mindfully come back to your physical body with your breath. Start to move your hands and feet, finding some joy and gratitude in this physical vessel that has allowed you to take this journey. Wherever it's brought you before this point, it has led you here. So find some gratitude for that, and then begin to stretch yourself out. Hands one way, feet the other way. Get nice and long here. And then draw yourself into a cocoon, into that seed of potential, and find your way upright to a seat. Whether you rock and roll front to back, or you can roll over to the side. We'll come back 360 from where we began. Come back to seated and find that lotus mudra in front of your heart. So although on the outside, an onlooker may observe and see you as the same you that was sitting here just a short time ago. So only you know what's shifted, what's open, what's changed. Your why for this practice, being a part of your day, of your life. So just for that simple acknowledgement, sit a little taller and really allow yourself to be grateful for being here, for practicing, for connecting to yourself. Opening up the lotus a little bigger, that it may inspire you when you meet challenges to find that pause, to find your breath, and to ask yourself, is this keeping me stuck in the muck? Or am I choosing to lift and open up to something bigger? Press your palms together now, finding that seal at your heart center, acknowledging this group, this virtual community that's come together, acknowledging our sponsors who've allowed this opportunity, and with a full and open heart, let's bow and honor one another. Namaste. Thank you so much for making this a part of your day. As always, I'm grateful to connect with you guys in this virtual space. And I'm grateful for our sponsors at the San Antonio River Foundation for helping us to hold this space. I just realized that I didn't let you guys know about this beautiful piece of art that is behind me here at Confluence Park that I've offered this practice in front of. This is actually done by a local sound artist by the name of Pamela Martinez. You may remember that we did a split yoga and sound bath meditation back in late 2021 or 2020 with her movement, which is called Teletextile. They actually just offered a really beautiful sound meditation this past Wednesday. You can check out by going to the San Antonio River Foundation's YouTube channel, or checking out Teletextile on YouTube or on Instagram to find links to how you can see that experience. This particular piece behind me is a wind harp, and she actually utilizes this in her sound healing live experience. So go ahead and check that out online if you want another way to connect with that deeper, blissful mindset. Sound meditation is a really great way to go. So thank you again for joining me. I can't